Yo, what's good everyone? It's Zigzag here. Welcome back to another Geoguessr video, and welcome to my second ever episode of playing Geoguessr, but there is a famous place behind me. So I've got two maps today created by my friend and pro player Lenley. So in today's video, every location will be somewhat like this, where we're facing away from somewhere very famous. Can you guess where we are right now? Of course, we're at the Eiffel Tower. So yeah, let's get into them right now. You can play along in the description if you so please. You don't need an account to do so. And let's get into the first one here to see what we are thinking. Okay, we are somewhere famous. Clearly, it should be somewhere in North America, I would say here. The single yellow line, definitely more indicative of Canada than of the US as well. And we have some signs here. Okay, so maybe we can work out whether it definitely is US or Canada if we have any spelling differences between the two countries. So we got notice of COVID-19, hand washing, mandatory before ending site. It looks like none of the words would be spelt differently between, okay, meters. So meters is actually spelt the Canadian way rather than the American way or the British way. So yeah, I would say we're probably in one of the, whoops, didn't mean to zoom there, but we're in one of the major cities of Canada here. I suppose Vancouver's possible, but I was thinking we're probably going to be looking maybe at the Toronto, the CN Tower. Does that make sense here? So the southwest-west angle here is kind of weird for Toronto. Looks like they're mostly southeast instead of southwest. Oh, they have an Adelaide Street there. Very interesting. I live in the city of Adelaide in Australia. But downtown Toronto, the CN Tower should be nearby to here, I thought. I'm not exactly sure where it is, but I would have thought like right around here. So we should be able to see it. Like we should be able to see the picture of it on the map here because they kind of got the 3D images of everything. So, I mean, you guys know I'm not the best at looking for such things, but I imagine there's the city hall. Maybe it's closer to the waterfront here. No. Well, I'm being a bad Canadian right now and not knowing where the CN Tower is. This is unfortunate. I mean, maybe just zooming out a few times would give it to us. There's a CN Tower. Excellent. Okay, it's kind of small in comparison. I guess that makes sense. Okay, and then I mean, southwest. It just doesn't make sense with the angle here. We'd maybe be very close to it, maybe further away. I don't know, but like. Okay, that's my first thought here. What other famous places do you get in Canada? Could we be in Vancouver here? Maybe that's the case. We've got, I think all the other signs are quite generic here. We don't have anything that says the city name. Oh, but we do have, oh, look at that. We do have, this is a really nicely selected location. We have an Ontario, like, traffic cone here. So yeah, we should indeed be there. So now it's just a matter of finding the right angle here, which it should be something like this, what I'm drawing on the screen right now. So I don't know, like, exactly, like, how we're gonna find that because we're clearly on some side street here. It should be to our, because we're facing south, it should be to our north actually. What about these angles? Nothing really works. I mean, it should be, we should be able to find it. Maybe this street here, that could work maybe, but it doesn't really bend. Anything else? Oh my gosh, I just realized I was thinking of the wrong angle. It's west-southwest, not south-southwest. So that makes perfect sense. So I guess we'd be like on like Bremner Boulevard, but really at this point, like there's so much possible. But like, yeah, I just completely misread things here. Now, could we actually work it out? Potentially. I don't think there's anything that gives actually the exact, like everything's under construction. So we can't actually tell what businesses we're looking at here, but why not Bremner Boulevard here? I definitely think it's somewhere near there. I can't believe I actually had the angle that wrong. Normally I don't do that, but this is my first game of the day, so we can excuse me. And now, the moment of truth. Let's have a look around, and there is the CN Tower. Now, we probably are a little bit further away than what I've clicked here, probably more so looking at, but then again, it's kind of hard to say where we'd be. I mean, we are pretty close. Yeah, why not? I mean, it's not out of the question. I think we're probably not on the right street here. Maybe more like Station Street or something like that. With some kind of big shopping center there. Regardless, we will send in our proper guess here and see how close we actually were. And yeah, it was the other side, of course. Oh, I didn't even realize it was the other side of us. Probably could have thought about that a little bit more in hindsight because we were looking west. We would have seen it if we were looking west from there. I don't know. Typical me. But yeah, there we go. It's the Rogers Center, the huge one here. And it's 4997. So I mean, that counts as a success. Would have been better if we could have 5K'd because it would have been possible. But yeah, nonetheless. Next one here. This feels like we're near the Golden Gate Bridge to me. Did we have that in the last episode though? I don't think so. It feels like San Francisco, though. Are we in Europe? Wait, the pavement looks Portuguese, and this sign over here does not feel American, so... Okay, I'm gonna have to completely switch up my thought here. This is either Spain or Portugal, probably, with this pavement. These people, they kind of felt American. That's why I was immediately thinking this is Bay Area, but yeah. I guess the cars are also all European cars off to the side here. So yeah, very confident on Europe, but what is famous? What is particularly famous in Lisbon, for example? I feel like this kind of looks like Lisbon. I don't know if I really know the most famous thing over there. So let's see here. We're going west. We're on a waterfront with the ocean to our south. So this kind of waterfront here could really work. In fact, the angle is perfect. So maybe it's the bridge of the 25th of April, which I guess is maybe like not Independence Day. Portugal didn't have to become independent from anyone, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm being historically illiterate here. Maybe they were part of Spain at one point. I don't think so though. But yeah, I mean, it's named after something significant probably. But yeah, I think that this road looks surprisingly good, right? We have like a major road here. Is that a railway? It is, and I see a railway here. So I mean, like maybe right here. Maybe this actually just works super nicely, to be honest. Because look, this time it is west, slightly southwest. We have a railway, and we have the bay over the other side. There's no road, and we can see that there's no road running along here, or not any big ones. So yeah, this feels really good, to be honest. I did not know that this bridge is a famous place. Well, let's see, we have a footpath there connecting up, so we could be right there, I think. And it does continue very straight after that. The parking place, it is like kind of close to us. So maybe it's actually this one? I don't know. I feel like it's either this or this. I'm trying to work out. I mean, we see buildings off to our side here. Maybe it is actually this one. I feel like that's actually more likely from the shape of the buildings I can see, but could be wrong about that. I mean, we actually do have a big kind of hotel here, which is not really marked on the map. So yeah, okay. I think I'm happy with that. Let's see, like that parking place is maybe like how far from us? Like, I think more so like in line with this. In fact, let's go in line with this. Okay, so let's turn around. I'm fairly confident I'm on the right spot here, but we could be completely wrong. We should see a bridge. And there it is. And yeah, that's the European Google card to confirm. But yeah, okay, I did not know. I mean, this bridge is really awesome. I did not know about it. You guys know me. I didn't even know about Trevi Fountain in in Rome before I had it on Geoguessr. So, you know, sometimes my famous place knowledge is not the greatest. But okay, I think we have the 5K here roughly. And there we are. We had 9 meters away, 5,000 points. Pretty happy with that one, to be honest. Not a bad, for my standards, not a bad 5K effort there. It made up for the Canada, I think. But okay, next one here. Ooh, we're back in Europe. As I said, my famous place knowledge, not the best. This looks like Italy though. Italian style shutters, I would say. Is it Rome? I don't know if I got a Rome vibe here, but there are so many famous places in Italy that I just don't know where to even begin looking here. Let's see. I mean, like the architecture probably felt like more the north half of Italy to me. So could we be looking at Leaning Tower of Pisa? I don't know if Pisa is kind of hilly like this. We're clearly on somewhat of an incline here, but I mean, the tower's on an incline. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like Pisa's well possible here. It's the first thing that came to mind as a famous place that's outside of Rome, because this doesn't really feel like Rome. But just as easily, I mean, we could be like some kind of famous church, or I don't know. There's so many options here. I think I'll just try out Pisa. The Leaning Tower is actually near some like kind of walking. Oh no, that's the Pisa Cathedral. Never mind. Where's the tower? It should be like a big POI here. Point of interest on the map. And I don't see it like that. Is it actually further out? No, I wouldn't have thought so. I think it's probably inside the town. But I remember it, like from pictures, I remember it being near a park. So, oh yeah, there it is. Torre de Pisa. Excellent. So, I mean, we do have a cafe here. It seems to split off to our south. I mean, we're going south-southeast. And it should be the opposite side of us. So maybe like this road here. That could make some sense here. And then if we were there, and if we turn around, we could potentially see, wait, I actually kind of like this. Like, we could actually potentially be right here. It is a road, but it's not a proper road here. It's more of a footpath slash road. And then we do have a bunch of cafes, and then it should split though. We don't really see it split, so that's the problem with that guess there. It doesn't work perfectly, like, but maybe you can walk through here and it kind of just like, I mean, that's 2 hour west. So yeah, that could be that. It's not out of the question. Don't love it. Yeah, definitely don't love it, but it's still possible in my mind. Oh, I don't really have any better idea, so I'm just gonna leave it there, guys. Let's see what we have on the other side here. And it is the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Yeah, it is. You can't really tell that it's leaning that much from this angle, but yeah, indeed. And I wonder when it's gonna fall, you know? I wonder what they're doing to make sure it doesn't fall as well. And there's the cathedral as well. I don't think our guess is it the 5K? I guess it might be, actually. It kind of has to be. Yeah, indeed, we're on the 5K here. There's Santa Maria. Yeah, so let's see if we're indeed correct. And there we are, 5,000 points once again here. So we're actually going quite well on the easy map here. Although I knew these ones would be more achievable, that's still a pretty good beginning. And here we are. This is interesting. It should actually be Malaysia. Kuala Lumpur, presumably, or Penang, one of the two. What is the most famous thing in Kuala Lumpur? So let's get in here. The Twin Towers? I'm not really sure how... Yeah, I don't really... If I think of like a famous place in Kuala Lumpur, I'm just thinking of the city itself. I'm not thinking of any particular landmark. But presumably there is one. I wouldn't be surprised if they have a really big tower or something like that. I mean, like, could this still be Singapore? I don't think so. I think the number plates are Malaysian style. New Zealand Garden Cafe. We could probably scan for that. We do see a fair amount of the city north of us. So what about scanning south first? I mean, well, first off, what about if we were in Putrajaya here? Could be like downtown, one of these like huge gardens or something maybe. But feels a bit too built up for that, I think. Unless we were like right here. And there's only a few cafes, so we could find out pretty quickly, presumably. We're going northwest roughly on this road. Okay, so let's forget about that. Let's go back downtown here. What seems to be like popping up as pretty famous? We have these towers. Let's check out that. We look for an angle like this maybe. We're on like a very small road here. It's divided, but it's a very small road. Oh, New Zealand Curry House. I mean, what does NZ stand for? Surely it's not actually New Zealand if we found two things that say NZ. But then again, like I can't think of anything else. What else does NZ stand for? Nazi something? Like is it like a certain type of dish, like rice or something? I don't know. Let's see here. Well, okay, well let's look here. More POIs that are very famous. So we got with this. There seems to be quite a lot around here. Let's give this a little scan. Not really too sure. And is there anything really famous maybe in Penang that I'm missing here? In Georgetown, not too sure. Like from POIs, I mean, we have this stuff here, but I don't think that would go on the easy map, right? I think that's just a bit too obscure, anything inside Penang. So yeah, I will stick with KL here. Unfortunately, kind of resigned to not knowing it here, but why don't we guess up by the other NZ one, which I've temporarily forgotten where it was. Yeah, why don't we guess up near here, just in case NZ is actually what we're looking at, like it's the important thing. But then again, what would really be it? Nothing. Okay, so we'll still go in the area. Let us say that we are looking at the Twin Towers, because it is like famous sounding here. Yeah, I kind of like that. And then I guess we'd pick the nearest northwest off-road here. I guess this one. Oh, the curry. Oh, no, it is the same curry house that I was talking about before. Okay, we'll just leave it there. The angle actually happens to be correct, so. And it is actually a dead end. You know, it's not out of the question that the NZ Garden House rebranded as the Curry House. So yeah, well, I think it might be that. And I think we might be looking at the Twin Towers of Malaysia. And there we go. Oh yes, these ones are famous. Now that I see them, they are famous. And there's the Garden Cafe, but is it the Curry House? It kind of looks like a curry house, I can't lie. I think we are on the right street here. I mean, it really lines up so beautifully, doesn't it? It's a little bit further like southeast of us, so yeah, like that lines up perfectly, but I think we might miss out on the 5K and be 499 here instead. But yeah, very cool location. I love like this sunny Gen 4, makes it look very beautiful in KL. Definitely a city I want to visit one day. And yeah, indeed. Oh, 5,000 points, we actually got it there. Excellent. So just a bit further away from us, but we actually got the 5K again there. So who knows what NZ was, but we are on track for a 24,000 and more here. And this is interesting. Immediate thought was Berlin, but obviously we have a London double-decker bus here, so not going to be Berlin. I thought we were like on the museums island in Berlin where I visited, but no, this is London, of course. Is it London Bridge? I didn't think so. I think the bridge feels too small, but we can use the angle of the bridge here to our advantage for sure here, because these ones are all kind of north-south. This is east-west here. Westminster Bridge. Oh, Big Ben is on Westminster Bridge. So we're looking to the east. So it'd be this side, and we would turn around and see Big Ben on the other side. Is that correct? Yeah, it is. So we should be seeing like an aquarium here. I mean, we see a kind of park. Oh yeah, look, to our southeast we see a park. This is just correct. I can see the fountain. I can see the fountain right here. It's the Fountain of St. Thomas Gardens. So yeah, we are literally looking at the hotel and the gardens. We know the 5K already. And we are, I guess, slightly further off. We should be like right here, I guess. Oh, I guessed and got the 5K without turning around here. But we already knew where we were without turning around and seeing, of course, Big Ben. And it's a marvelous structure, to be honest. Like, you know, we don't build buildings like this anymore. We should though. It's very cool. I love the ornate stuff, of course. Well, kind of been cheap to build it, but it is very cool indeed. Okay, so there we go. That was a pretty good effort by my standards, I would say. 24,997. No doubt some of you with these famous locations will be able to get 25,000 points. But Toronto was a bit of a skill issue. I can't lie. That one was definitely a bit of a first round of the day kind of an affair. But okay, let's head through to the next one here and see if we can get at least one 5K. Ooh, this is interesting. Ooh, I immediately have a thought here. So the kind of rocks and such and these kind of trees, they're very typical of the Yucatan Peninsula, and the most famous place I know in the Yucatan Peninsula is Chichen Itza, which is the Mayan temple. I think it was Mayan, not Aztec, right? Yeah, now I have to find where it is. I think it's in Yucatan, but it might be in Campeche or Quintana Roo. So let's just have a look look around here, I guess. Yeah, I don't really know how to find it. That's the problem here, isn't it? Maybe it's inside a national park here. This looks good. We have lots of notable places here. San Cristobal, that rings a bell, but it's clearly not there. Okay, so not exactly inside that one. What about this one here? So no, it's not there. I have a feeling it will lie in one of these national park kind of areas though. What about down here? I didn't think it was down here. No. Okay, things are starting to get a little more shaky. I'm pretty sure it is on the Yucatan Peninsula though. Now this direction, no. Maybe I shouldn't be looking for one of the blue POIs, but instead just looking for chicken or something. Is that right? I don't know. I don't exactly know if I'm on the right track with that, but okay, let's just keep looking here. Maybe I'm looking too much at towns. Is that what's going on here? Like, I could consider that it's actually outside of a town and kind of in the middle of the nowhere, and you kind of have to trek there to get there, but I would have thought I would have seen it by now. Yeah, so we have like a site of the Mayans maybe, but yeah, it's clearly not there. Okay, maybe I need to expand my search. No. This looks like Yucatan. Look at it. Look, it just looks like Yucatan. It has to be here. Oh, I was just sitting here blowing my nose and now I found it. Chichen Itza, it's right here. Wow, that's just good fortune. Wow, it's so small mark, but there it is. Yeah. Excellent. Okay, was hard to find on the map. We're looking northeast, so it should be to our southwest here, I guess. And the actual temple itself is right there. So how close would we be? I guess I would just follow one of these green trails. We're going east-northeast, so maybe like that? I don't know. How flush behind it is it? Yeah, I don't know. I think I'll just leave it there. It should be like at least the 499, but I just don't know if there's enough info here to actually get it. I'll leave it like this. The angle is not quite correct, but, well, it's kind of, I feel like we're not going to get the exact 5K here. So let's leave it there and turn around to see. Indeed, Chichen Itza there. It is kind of a bit further away than what I clicked maybe. Well, no, we're in line with the other structures, I think. So we've got one to our northwest there. So I guess we're like over here maybe. But nonetheless, that is very good. And check it out. This is one place I really want to visit. Absolutely. It's probably my favorite, like, man-made structure in a way in the Americas. I want to visit Machu Picchu and Chichen Itza for sure. Anyway, let's go there. And of course it was next to the other one there. 5,000 points though. That's a good start. Okay. Did not expect on the hard seed to get one off the bat. Ooh. This one's tantalizing. We can see something famous. We'll see some interesting rock formation over to our southwest there. I mean, the road looks really Greek, and so does the vegetation and its generation too. So unless this is a really baity Italy or something, I definitely think this is Greece. Could it be on the way to Mount Athos? That came to mind as quite a famous place. Obviously, Greece is another place with many famous places. What is this rock formation though? I think like this is something I should know, but ooh, Olympus, I guess. Yeah, Mount Olympus National Park. Could we be up that direction? Maybe. Although I'm struggling to see where we'd get a really good view of it unless we were like over here somewhere. I don't know if we'd get a really good view of Mount Olympus. Down here, of course, Athens would be a default guess here, but yeah, I'm kind of between Athos and Olympus here. I don't think the Google car would have been allowed. Is there even any roads here? I mean, barely. I don't think the Google car would ever be allowed in Athos. I would know if it was. Nonetheless, you could be like kind of out this direction for sure. I think I would probably maybe lean towards Mount Olympus here. I don't really know if it's that famous. Well, I've definitely heard the name before, and you know, we do have like a bunch of famous looking POI kind of stuff here, a bunch of restaurants. That's how you know the American tourists are nearby, I guess. Yeah, okay, I mean, we're going southeast. I mean, would you have a view of it here? But it feels like we're kind of too much within the ravine to get a good view of it, but I might just have to say we're like over here or something like that. I mean, it does feel like we're not too far up. Doesn't feel like we're that elevated to me, so yeah, I don't really know. I think I'll just leave it there. I'm fairly sure we've on this occasion not been able to get the 5K, but I mean, let's pick an angle that fits here, go like that, I guess, and I guess hope for the best. So let's turn around. Will I know it is the question. Okay. Ooh, these are very cool mountains, but it's some kind of like a monastery or castle up here. I think I've seen a picture of that before. We could still be in the right area to me, like Hades Pass. Maybe there is some kind of like fortress or something that we're meant to be looking at, but I don't know if the topography quite fits here. Maybe more Athos here, actually. Although, where's the ocean? So probably not. Okay, well, let's just see. Maybe we still actually got it right. Okay, it was a bit further over here, and we were looking at Meteora. Okay, let's have a look at that on Google. Meteora is a rock formation in Trikala. And yes, that was the Monastery of the Holy Trinity. Oh yeah, and there you can see it. This is the photo I would have seen before. That is quite stunning indeed. Very, very cool. But not a place I knew by name anyway. So yeah, definitely, I mean, even if we were pointing at it, I think maybe it would have been findable for me, but not easy. I love those like kind of structures that are built on impossible places and stuff like that. But we end up with a pretty decent score there, all things considered. We picked the right part of Greece, so hopefully we can continue on strong here. Next one, and we look to be in, country is not entirely obvious off the bat here. It looks like Latin America, clearly. We have white number plates. Is this Guatemala or is it Ecuador or what? The pole here is actually octagonal. Are we in Mexico then? It wasn't an easy Mexico, but I suppose it has to be. So then now we consider where in Mexico we could be and what kind of famous place this is actually likely to be as well. Well, is it Mexico? I mean, I think this is octagonal, but it might just be round and baiting me a little bit here. It does say Alto on the top sign there, I think. A bit of Hawkeye vision there. So that would put us in Central America, really. So really between Guatemala and Mexico here. Guatemala's still possible, okay. Now that I think about it, because this could just be the back of the Google car blur, although the pole theoretically, whoops, did not mean to zoom, would put us more Mexico. Okay, famous places, guys. What do we do? What do we do? I mean, it feels like we're in a smaller city. This is very difficult. Can we actually get the city name or maybe I don't think that area code works, but 2 would be near Mexico City, I believe. Is that 7 there and like maybe 2 this side? So maybe one of these cities here. I don't know what's famous around here. Probably many things. Maybe another Aztec one, to be honest. I don't know. I'm kind of resigned to not failure here, but resigned to not really knowing. I still think maybe Guatemala is possible. I can't really rule it out. So what? Maybe we're actually over by the lake here. Maybe we're near the Atitlan Lake. It's also just something about this taxi here. I just don't feel like I've seen a taxi like that in Mexico before. So yeah, I'm kind of back on Team Guat here, which is interesting. That means that this has to be a round pole. It's just for some reason really hard to tell if it's actually round or not, but I'm gonna trust it. So let's go back to this idea here. So the biggest city nearby, I mean, there's no big city nearby, so we can't really be near the lake. It clearly feels like a big city. So what about Guatemala City? What do they have in downtown Guatemala City here? Well, they have the airport like in the middle of the city, which is something unique. But let's go back, okay, over here. Southwest. Okay, the angle does fit for Guatemala City. So I'd assume we are actually there. Do we have this? Do we have the town name or the road name here? It would appear not, but let's instead look for a famous place here. So what shows up from a good distance? We have the National Palace. Okay, that could actually be something to consider. So we're looking to the south here. So that means it should be to our north, and I guess no angle really fits here. It's not out of the question, but yeah, I think no angle really fits for that. So back out we go. Okay, what about this thing here? See, that's more like it. And we are on a divided road here, yep. It goes all the same direction as well. It should be traveling to the north, so I think I really like that. If we were here, and we see this company's name is Upana. Can we see Upana here? Because whatever it is should be to our north, so something like this. Upana. No, don't see it. I like the idea though. I do like the idea, even if, I mean, remember this photo was taken back in 2017. The business could have changed. What about this place here? It's called Novo Color. Yeah, again, not really seeing that, but it could be an auto parts store. That would be the one to our southwest. So that would actually be this. Oh, Novo Color. Oh, we found it. Yes, let's go. That's not too bad, guys. Hey, man, the logic has been like, I feel like I'm a lot better at this than I used to be. If you guys watch some of my old videos, wow, like the improvement is pretty good. Not to blow my own trumpet, obviously. This is not the hardest round ever. Many pros could do this much faster than I can. Okay, so we're facing to the south here, and that means we are on the, so that we look west here, means that this is the east, meaning that we are on the west side of the road here, on the opposite, no, we're on the same side as the Nova Color, actually, yeah. And yeah, well, I guess we should be right here, which means we can turn around, and there it is. Okay, I mean, no offense to Guatemala, but this tower of the Reformada, which is the former Guatemalan leader, it's kind of ugly. It is kind of ugly here. I'm not a big fan of it, but it is cool how the cars can drive underneath. I'll at least say that. Yeah, I mean, they could have done something a bit more on the top here. The base is cool. The kind of long bit at the top is kind of not so beautiful, but they do have a bell. That's at least something. Right, we got the 5K. Let's send it in here, and of course, a little bit off there, 23 meters, but that is still a great effort there. And we're on a stonking score here once again. Next round here, double yellow lines. I immediately wanted to turn around, but no, we're not going to do that. Is this Washington, D.C. perhaps? The climate could certainly fit for that. And like the thing that reminds me of Washington, D.C. is just the absolute like kind of pristine green fields here, which I feel like you would see there. But this isn't necessarily even the US to me. Like it could still be Latin America without a doubt. Just seems like very good infrastructure. So I would check DC first here. We're on east-southeast angle here. Seems like everything in the capital is pretty much perfectly east-west here, which is a bit of a concern for us. It's not to say we couldn't be like near the Washington Monument or something like that, but most of these other things are pretty much on a straight angle. Even that, I mean, yeah, it's all on very straight angles here. So what else can we consider? Because it really just looked like that to me. It's just like the vibe of the trees and the green fields here particularly. What about the White House? Where's the White House at? Okay, we could be like there. And then we have like a national Christmas tree. I don't know about that. It also seems to go really straight here, which just doesn't really fit for this road, but I liked the idea. That's the problem. So theoretically, the famous place is to our west here, but I don't really see any road that really fits that well here for the White House at least. So maybe not White House. What about National Monument? I mean, again, it's like the roads are just not straight enough, I believe. It has to be like a straight east, slightly southeast road, and then whatever it is should be to our west as well. Angle's not really doing it for me here, guys. What about over here? This angle theoretically could be alright, but yeah, it could be the United States capital. Okay, I mean, I could see it. We're looking to the east though, that's the problem. We'd have to be on one of these other roads. I don't know, like it just doesn't quite strike me as too likely here, but nothing else is really coming to mind. What about other famous places in the US here? New York doesn't feel like we're downtown New York City. What else? Could be in the south, but I want to stick with my DC idea. It's the one that came to mind most strongly, and I just feel like everything feels rather good for it. Okay, so let's get at least one angle that fits here. Maybe the Historic Museum. Actually, Jefferson Drive, it's not out of the question. It's not out of the question here. We're looking east, southeast, and we'd be looking at the Smithsonian Castle. It's this is also a one-way drive, so it's clearly not actually there, but it's not a bad idea. Okay, Independence Avenue does actually kind of have the right angle here. Then again, though, this is not divided. This road we're looking at here is clearly divided, so forget that as well. Ooh, what about this? What is this? The National Cemetery? It could be. It's not out of the question. It probably has enough angles that at least something can fit here. Then again, I don't see any graves, and we probably would see them if we're in the National Cemetery, so I'm just gonna have to give up here. I'm gonna leave it in DC. I'm gonna plonk it right in the middle of everything at the Washington Monument, just to hedge, because I still feel like it's at least like 20% likely, but no doubt this is just somewhere we don't know, that we've not figured out. Let's turn around and find out though. Okay, American flag, that's a good sign. And, oh, is that in Chicago or... Does St. Louis have something like that? I forget. Okay, I'm sorry, CG, if this is actually just Chicago, but we're looking west, and no, I feel like we're across the river or something. We're across some river. Doesn't St. Louis have something like that? Let me see here. Yeah, Gateway Arch. Yes. Okay, I wasn't talking rubbish. We're here, and we're looking at this thing here. Yeah. Whatever that is, I think. Yeah, the overlook. Yeah, surely that. And it bends around, and we are right here. Okay, well, I accidentally switched my guess. I mean, obviously we didn't get this. We have to plonk back. But I was just showing you. Yep, I do know where it is. Now, look in this direction. Very difficult. Unless I could have seen the river, it would be very difficult, I think. But yeah, let's plonk back here. Of course, our score's only going to be 1.7k, and it was indeed right there. Yeah, okay. I have seen pictures of that. My friend recently went to visit that, so unlucky. And the last one here, I was gonna say it feels immediately like Tijuana or something like that, but I think these are Senegalese taxis, and we do have French there as well, and we have some monument. This is the La Assiette du Monument or whatever. So let's go in here and find out what Dakar's big monument is here. The House of Slaves? No, shouldn't be. We should be on the mainland here. I don't think that has coverage. What big monument do they have here? I'd expect it to show up at this zoom level. It also feels like we're really near the center of the city here, or like maybe just on the outskirts near the coast or something like that. We are going northeast east here, so this kind of angle, and we have it's hard to find. You know, it's also possible that that's a bit of a red herring and it's not actually a monument we're looking for, and maybe that just means something in French that I don't understand. But we're clearly coming up to a big roundabout with a bridge, so that's also probably another route that we could use to find this. Like, I mean, there's a lot of roundabouts in Dakar, it would seem, but probably not that many that we couldn't scan. And we do have some kind of a bridge. Like, that is a bridge happening here, I assume. What about it? but like if we were... In Africa, oftentimes you get like misplaced icons, so kind of funny whatever these ones are, these businesses doing out in the middle of the ocean. But no, I don't know where this is. I do not know. Bel Air? No. See, I feel like it should be somewhere around here. Casino, maybe? It's probably something quite famous though. So, I mean, I don't think it's right down at the tip of Africa. We don't really have like a big roundabout nearby there. This is the one that made kind of most sense, but the angle's wrong. We need to be going northeast instead. Guys, we had a good run with the 5Ks, but I just don't see this one anywhere. Ooh. Finally, yes, this lines up. We got a bridge and a roundabout. Man, this took me a long time because it's not really showing up big. Like even at this zoom level, there's nothing. But yeah, we can see African Renaissance Monument. The African Renaissance Monument. Okay, and that would make perfect sense here. But look at this, the bridge and the roundabout just make sense, don't they? And there's the whatever that means. And I guess we're just right there then. We're quite close to that. Yeah, I mean, this is just correct. So let's turn around and see what the monument, the massive monument in Senegal looks like. And wow, that is really cool. Wow, that's a really cool statue, honestly. Oh, and I love the gardens around it as well. You can see all the African flags. And yeah, we got the Giga Chad, his beautiful wife and his child. Very cool, very cool. But yeah, bunch of tourists around as well. I wonder like how many international tourists this actually gets. Because Dakar's one of the like more global cities of Africa, I guess. So yeah, pretty cool. And yeah, let's head in here, get our 5,000 points. And there we go. Not too bad there. I mean, I feel like for this map, 21,000 points is pretty good. You're gonna have to let me know how you guys did in comparison. To get 5,000 points on 3 of them is really nice, especially the Guatemala I'm pleased with myself with. And I knew the US one as soon as we turned around, but couldn't quite get there and forgot that St. Louis has such a famous place. But okay, that is it for the video. I hope you guys really enjoyed this one. It was good fun to film. I'll see you guys in a video very soon. Till next time, and goodbye.